Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi podcast. I am your main host, the Artificial Dragon.
And I'm your co-host, Sane, who is currently dying from a headache.
And welcome, everybody, to the 98th episode of a podcast. We are 2 episodes away from our 100th episode, which is, Yeah, no pressure over here, I promise you.
It only took us 4 years to get to 100, but
only 4 years. How many more years will it take for us to get to 200, Hannah? Probably even longer.
4 more.
Unfortunately, but we'll get there when we get there. But yes, we got a very exciting topic for everybody today. But before we get into that, gotta do the obligatory self-promotions. If you guys love our content, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/canmayo. Once again, that's patreon.com/canmayo. You can contribute to any amount the lowest being $2 and the highest being $10. Fortunately, the Discord server is open to the public. Anybody can join.
As long as they have the link.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to talk about general Star Wars lore, share memes, or just have a fun time with me and my co-hosts, you could do that. Of course, any tier that you contribute to always helps us in the long run with developing thumbnails, developing Patreon art, and so many other things for our future episodes and for the podcast as a whole. Technically, we're a little bit late because real life gets in the way, but
yeah, I got busy, he got busy, and life and work, adulting.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have responsibilities like every other adult in this world. But technically, last month's Patreon art piece is of
Liel Thirlwall.
Yeah,
my D&D character from the first Star Wars alternate game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that Leo has become such a prominent character in the lore of my Star Wars alternate campaign.
I never expected that, honestly. But I'm so happy that, now she has had 2 other art pieces that will be shown here and here.
Yeah.
But this is the first, actual... I wouldn't say sexy art piece, but it is
a high-quality art piece, yeah.
A very high-quality art piece. And the subtitle, The Lost Mother of Aigo.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. This is the most amazing birthday gift I have ever gotten.
Yeah, it was such an amazing time. And of course, if you guys want not only the poster, there's also a full body piece of Liel that you could download. All you have to do is contribute to the highest tier, which is the consular of $10 a month. A pretty good deal, but if you do want to just get the poster without, contributing to the membership on the Patreon, understandable, but still, we do have a merch store, and she is available for a high quality poster for only $40 that you could put on your wall.
Must resist the urge because I need to hang up other pictures in my room.
Exactly. But yes, we do have a merch store. It's been out for a month now. I know most people aren't interested, but if you do contribute to paying for most of our merch, it does encourage me to come up with more ideas. I know a lot of people are asking for body pillows. I'm not sure if I'll go that far, but if you do pay enough, like for the stickers, the mug, the phone cases, and of course the posters, then I will consider it.
Baby steps.
Little baby steps. But yes, it is available on fourthwall.com, and I gotta say, they make some pretty good quality products for us. And there is a option for me to make a plushie out there. Not sure if I'll go that far just yet, but the option is there.
Celine plushie! Celine plushie!
And I know the male robot will be the other option. I have to make that legal distinction because Droid is kind of copyrighted.
Yeah.
But yeah, go over to the merch store. Every little amount helps. Even if you're just buying the stickers, which are like $3, it always goes back to contributing to the podcast. Every little amount helps. So thank you.
Absolutely.
But anyway, before I forget, I'm going to do a shout out to all of our newest high tier patrons.
There have been a lot since this last episode.
Yeah, very surprising. Probably because a good old former Duchess of Iego made an appearance.
Well, yeah.
Of course, shout out to Alan Lee, Alan Martinez, Balin Thorne, Y Wolves, Brittany Digger, Caleb, Dr. Embos, Gobs, Josh Travis, Lee Fott, Milo, Stardust, and Tristan H. Thank you, everybody, so much for supporting our podcast for the past 4 years. And I hope you are looking forward to more fun content like this.
With our 100th episode coming up, we shall see.
We shall. And Hannah.
Support Celine's Cantina. I've been in a slog lately, but there's a big narrative post coming up that I hope people will like reading.
Yeah.
And I've also been doing some adult questions on the side.
Yeah,
so,
very interesting questions, but anything to get your creative juices flowing, I suppose.
You know? So, yeah.
But I am looking forward to the reveal of Celine's Sith Master.
Eventually.
Eventually.
It is coming up. They gotta build up to it.
Exactly. You gotta have a little build up. You gotta lead in with a little bit of foreplay instead of going straight in. But anyway, anything?
Anyway, Isaac, what are we covering today?
Today, we are doing a Patreon voted episode. This character has been given forth by a long friend of the channel, Train Boy. Today, we will be talking about another Imperial officer, Admiral Firmus Piett.
I know almost nothing about him except for, wasn't he the one who got choked the fuck out by Vader?
No, that was a different guy.
Damn it! They all look the same. How am I supposed to tell?
God damn, Hannah.
You can barely tell who's who in the original.
One has a mustache and the other doesn't. How could you not tell the difference? Anyway, I'm just fucking with you. But yes, yeah, Hannah's giving me the bird over there.
Double bird.
But yeah, this is a character that Train Boy has a good amount of intrigue with, to say the very least. Firmus Piett, truth be told, is not a major character like Galliad Pelion or Thrawn, Vader, or any of those other
Even fucking Dala.
Yeah, even compared to Natasi Dala. He's not that big of a name, but...
Amazing, you didn't say Natasha.
Yeah, I've learned. Thank you very much. Firmus Piett is kind of one of those characters that's in the neat category. He's not too important. He's just neat. He's a very, like
the Marge meme. I just think he's neat.
Yeah, exactly, the Marge meme. I just think he's neat. He's not too special. He's most noteworthy because he's kind of got the Boba Fett sort of reputation. He's not as popular as Boba Fett, but he's kind of one of those background characters that...
He's a glub shitto.
Yeah, the glub shitto, basically, of the Empire. Firmus Piett, truth be told, this is going to be a fairly short episode, not because there is a whole lot of lore of Piett. It's just, he's just kind of there, and people...
Yeah, he's not that noteworthy.
No, not too noteworthy.
Not compared to, fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ahsoka Tano.
Obviously, when you compare them to those types of characters, they are going to be less noteworthy in comparison. But once again, if we've known anything about Star Wars, Hannah, even the most insignificant background characters can have entire stories.
Oh, absolutely. I've talked about insignificant background characters who I like.
Yeah, exactly.
Who have expansive backstories.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get it.
And Firmus Piett is kind of one of those characters. But before I ramble on anymore, let's go ahead and talk about the good man himself.
Cool.
A little behind the scenes stuff first, because those are always fun. Firmus Piett is an Imperial Admiral within the Imperial Navy's Death Squadron, which is basically Darth Vader's personal fleet of Star Destroyers.
Holy edgelord.
I know, it does sound super edgy, but could you expect any less from a Dark Lord of a Sith?
Fair.
Motherfucking Palpatine named his flagship the Eclipse.
Well, He does know how to inspire fear.
Yeah, that is very true. But yeah, like Firmus Piett, he is the last known admiral who commanded Darth Vader's Death Squadron, or more specifically, he commanded the Executor, which is the super star destroyer that Vader commands.
Yes.
He
a big fuck off ship.
Yeah, exactly. Or Pizza Supreme. But anyway, roasting Star Destroyer designs aside. Of course, he first appeared in the movie The Empire Strikes Back, and he was portrayed by British actor Kenneth Coley, who unfortunately recently passed away in June 30th of this year.
Damn.
Yeah, he was pretty old. I think he was born in like 1944. He's a
Shit.
Yeah, he is. But no, he is a very, from what I've heard, he's a very respectful actor. I believe he played what was it? One of the Monty Python movies, The Life of Brian, I believe, where he played as Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But of course, like, originally, Kenneth was supposed to only appear in The Empire Strikes Back as Piett. But so many people liked his portrayal of Piett in The Empire Strikes Back. Mm-hmm. Like, George Lucas himself received numerous fan letters asking for Kenneth to come back as Firmus Piett. And eventually Lucas was like, okay, I'm going to rehire this dude because everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, really cool and does show how, I wouldn't say popular Firmus Piett is, but I guess the cult popularity or the cult following that Firmus Piett has.
That's surprising, especially for just this assumedly insignificant Imperial.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
But yeah, like Kenneth Coley, on his personal account, when he was playing Piett, he chose not to play a single attitude, but instead attempted to invoke the humanity of Piett's character, something that the actor ultimately believed made audiences react to him much more strongly. Like, he's not your faceless Imperial officer. He actually has a wide range of emotions and all that stuff, which you could probably see in a lot of The Empire Strikes Back, because as we'll get into in a little bit, Piett has a lot of pressure going on his side of things, especially working under Darth Vader.
Well, considering the death rate is like 60-40 sometimes, just depending on how Vader feels.
Yeah, just depending on what kind of mood the
You are walking on eggshells every fucking day of your life.
Exactly. So yeah, Piett has a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Understandable.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about his in-universe history. And I'll send you a couple of pictures of the good man himself because, yeah, he's, you could tell the difference between him as Piett and, well, when he was still alive.
Oh my god. Yes, I've seen. Mm-hmm. But Coley was in a movie called The Plot to Kill Hitler.
Yep.
From 1990. They 53% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting.
He's not in a lot of stuff aside from, being significant in
Star Wars
and The Life of Brian.
Yep.
A lot of this shit's really obscure.
Very obscure, but he's apparently a very well-loved actor.
I guess so.
Yeah. I think I also read along the lines that he was planning to return in a Star Wars fan film where he was supposed to reprise his role as Firmus Piett.
It's said on I think Wikipedia. Mm. He voiced Piett in Build the Galaxy, I think.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
In the first Lego series.
Yeah. Which I think is actually pretty cool. May you rest in peace, my man.
Rest in peace, sir.
You definitely grabbed audiences with your portrayal of Firmus Piett. I'll give you credit for that one. May the force be with you. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about Firmus Piett. So he was born 39 years before the Battle of Yavin. Okay. So like a couple of decades before the start of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
He was born on the Outer Rim world of Axila. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because of course I do. It's spelled AXX, is that ILA? Axila. Axila? Yeah, Axila. I know, it's a really weird world. If you want a good indication of what Axila is like, it's basically an Outer Rim Coruscant.
Okay.
So kind of like Nar Shaddaa, but
that's a surprise. That's a surprise.
But no, like, Piett's family was among a group called the Free Axilians. When the government of their world, which is called the Cleric Hegemony, joined the Confederacy of Independent Systems.
You mean hegemony?
Yeah, the hegemony. So Piett and his family were kind of hardcore loyalists to the Republic, and they're kind of enraged at their homeworld for backstabbing the Republic.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he and his family relocated to a nearby world. Also, a kind of a funny thing that I found when I was looking at his home world. I want you to see what planet they're right next to.
They're right next to Dathomir?
Yep.
They're a hop, skip, and a jump away from Dathomir. What the fuck?
First the Cathar, and now Firmus Piett's homeworld, Hannah.
Hey, this is why Dathomir is so underutilized and
Yeah.
why I love courtship so much.
Yeah.
Is because just all of the irony of these planets that have important people on them, but just, it's just like, oh, there's Dathomir. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like Tatooine, Dathomir. What else can I think of? I guess Sojourn.
Telos, Mandalore,
More fucking Dantooine.
Dantooine too.
A lot of these middle buttfuck nowhere worlds just have a lot of important people.
Allegedly middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, your neighbor is a planet full of fucking witches.
Yeah. But yeah, like, truth be told, Firmus Piett, in his teenage years, Firmus sought a military career and entered the Naval Academy of Aquili sector, which is the sector that contains Dathomir and all that. And he graduated just days before the end of the Clone Wars. So he was... So he could not participate in fighting against the quote-unquote traitors of his homeworld.
That's some terrible timing.
Very terrible timing. But he is a very hardcore loyalist because, you know, Republic, Empire, he was loyal to either one of those guys. I think he basically looked down the Rebel Alliance with disdain because he basically saw them as the Separatists 2.0.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But what made Firmus Piett special, you might be thinking? Well, let me get to that. With the creation of a new order and the ensuing imperialization of the galaxy, the Alexa anti-pirate fleet became a task force of the Imperial Navy. And given that Piett had no connections to the core worlds, he was forced to work within his planet's backwater fleet. So he's kind of comes from very humble beginnings when you look at other Imperial officers like Tarkin and all that.
Yeah.
Though the Auxilia fleet is infamous for its corruption, as many officers enrich themselves by ignoring smugglers and pirates.
Well, the Republic military was also really full of corruption too,
Yeah.
so no one's good.
Yeah, unfortunately. Though among them, Piett refused to take part in the bribery and the corruption. He's your classic goody two-shoes.
Yeah.
In comparison to other Imperial officers, anyway. But yeah, in the process, he had a flawless record. And as such, he made a tremendous number of arrests and suppressions of pirates and smugglers. I mean, he didn't, like, kill any innocents or anything like that. It's mostly, like, pirates that he was worried about.
Yeah.
Not unlike, a lot of Imperial officers committed a lot of genocide, but Firmus Piett isn't one of them.
It is easier to name an Imperial officer who has not committed a genocide rather than have.
Exactly. And due to his aura of integrity, he kind of stood out from his fellow officers, and a lot of them really disliked Piett. Like, he's making them look bad, basically. But fortunately, Exila's governor, a man by the name of Moff Pensar Locke, saw potential in the young Piett and personally assigned him a new task force, staffed entirely by trustworthy officers.
Cool.
And then
That's a good command.
that is a very good man, yeah.
No, command.
Yeah.
It's a good chain of command.
It is. And Piett's reputation rapidly took him through the ranks until he became a lieutenant, which is pretty good. And by the age of 26, he assumed leadership of the Exala trade enforcement operations.
Okay.
So he's skyrocketing through the Imperial ranks at a relatively young age. And due to his combat record, basically the Suctric hegemony became one of the safest sectors in the Outer Rim. So compared to the chaos that is the Outer Rim, Piett's sector of that region of space, 100% safe.
Cool.
So he is...
Unlike Warlord Zinja's
Yeah.
section of space. Chaos.
Yeah, exactly. He received many commendations for his actions, and even carefully cultivated connections in the core worlds, going as far as to reshape his Outer Rim accent in favor of the clipped tones of Coruscanti. So he started to sound a little bit more British. You know, he's trying to get a good...
It's the Imperial accent.
Yeah, he's got to get a little bit of clout, despite being, well, a rimmer, so to speak. And eventually, Firmus Piett's record and experience caught the eye of, you want to guess who?
Palpy.
Well, not Palpatine. Somebody else.
Ron?
Vader.
How the fuck? Okay.
He caught the eye of Darth Vader himself. Because he was like, God damn, among all of these motherfucking inexperienced officers, you are the cream of a crop, Firmus Piett. You are pretty goddamn good. And, Firmus Piett, instead of feeling pride from his new patron that he got, he became extremely cautious because he knew the high mortality rate officers suffered at Vader's hand.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like, thank you, Vader, but underneath is like, oh my fucking god, not him.
It's like, cool. Internal. Ah! I'm fucked. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, like Lieutenant Piett, like there's a couple of Easter eggs in, I believe, The Force Unleashed 2. He was working under Vader, and I do remember, like in canon, when Thrawn was a commandant, he was one of the few people that took note of resources being diverted to somewhere, and then he figured out that the Empire was creating the Death Star, that sort of thing. There was a similar thing going on with Piett, because he noticed that Darth Vader was diverting sources from the Imperial fleet to a secret project on Kamino.
Oh, gee, I wonder what that was.
Yeah, I know. And he's kind of one of the few people that knew about the Starkiller clone.
Do the Sith just think that the Imperials are fucking dumb?
Probably.
'Cause
Unfortunately.
that's two Imperials who have figured out the Sith's plans just by noticing, hey, these resources are going somewhere else.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Flawless plan, Palpatine.
I know. It's just something I think is kind of interesting
It is.
with people like Thrawn and Piett.
Yes, it is.
But of course...
But I'm just like, Sith, your tactics are shit. What the fuck? They're holes.
And we'll get more into this sort of... I wouldn't say like undervaluing their intelligence, which they kind of do, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
But of course, Piett was like noticing things were going on, including the transfer of several terror units to Kamino. He's kind of suspecting that Vader might be, diverting resources under Palpatine's notice, on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And he kind of just biting his nails because he's like, I want to get transferred to the Coruscant fleet because if
Like,
Vader...
fucking transfer me already.
Because he's like, if Vader notices me more, that's good. I'm gone. I am fucked. But unfortunately, he didn't get transferred. And Vader kept on appreciating Firmus Piett more and more. And he's like, oh, shit.
That's not a good sign.
No, it is not. And Vader singled out Piett as a captain for the Star Destroyer called the Accuser. And this was kind of a little side campaign that he went on to fight the Rebel Alliance. He was sent to this world called Turkana to support several other Star Destroyers. And he wasn't the commander, but he was serving under this captain named Zemo Lennox, who commanded the Star Destroyer called the Tyrant. And during this battle, they were fighting against Admiral Akbar. And in this battle, they were up against the new X-Wings that the Rebel Alliance recently captured.
Okay.
And motherfucking Lennox was like, oh, there's no way they're going to be able to match the superiority of our TIE fighters. Send them off. And Pia's like, hey, Captain, maybe we should think of something else to do because they got the X-Wings over there. I'm like, no, we got this. We got this in the bag. And then a little bit afterwards, we don't got this.
Piece just sitting there like, I fucking told you so.
Yeah, pretty much. Pia was just standing there like, knew that was going to happen. If only he listened to me.
It's like, I fucking told you so.
And the 2 Star Destroyers were like damaged in this entire battle, and they were forced to give a fuck out of Dodge. And Pia's like, God damn it. And he had to write a report, personally recommending that this captain would get demoted for, his overconfidence.
And waste of resources.
Yeah.
It's like, gung-ho! No, that was a fuck up.
Yeah, pretty much so far, Piett is stands out because he has actual common sense.
Yeah, he's noticing, it's like, hey, this guy's fucking stupid. We need to do something about that.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can understand a little bit why people do like Piett because he's the only one with common sense.
He's using his brain.
Yeah,
he's
thinking.
Is.
But anyway, so eventually, Darth Vader would assemble Death Squadron. And, he was... A lot of the Star Destroyers were basically hand-picked. And among the captain that he picked was Firmus Piett. Because he's like, I choose you. And Piett's like, oh, yay.
Joy. Just internally, why the fuck won't he just leave me alone?
And the first mission...
This is succeeding upwards.
Yeah,
this is failing upwards.
Pretty much. But Piett and Death Squadron their first assignment was to blockade Yavin 4 to make sure the rebels don't escape. But of course they do eventually escape. And Piett would be tasked with sending off probe droids across the galaxy. And even though Vader trusted Piett a good amount, ultimately Piett eventually, I know I mentioned a couple of times, Piett is at this point, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. And there was this one man that he vehemently hated above all others. His technical superior, Kendall Ozzel.
Okay.
He's the guy with a mustache from Empire Strikes Back. I'll send you a quick picture of the guy because, well, let's put it simply, he's got a very punchable face.
Yes, he does. Is he the one who insults Vader's religion?
Yeah.
Religion, quote unquote.
Well, not the same guy, but he did talk back to Vader a couple of times in the movie.
That you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Kendall Ozzel is, I say interesting very lightly. He's one of those characters that you just love to hate, like Newt Gunray, Orn Free Taa. He's one of those kind of characters.
Fuck Orn Free Taa. I hate him to hate him.
But no, Kendall Ozzel, he's your stereotypical Imperial officer. The only reason he's in that position is because of his family name.
You know what this makes me think of?
What?
It's spoilers for Malavai Quinn's companion story, but SWTOR is a fucking 14-year-old game now. Go play it.
Exactly.
But Malavai Quinn was demoted from his position and ended up on Balmora because of a incompetent Moff named Moff Broysk. So I'm picturing Admiral Piett as Quinn here because he's like, hey, I'm noticing incompetency here. And Nemesis, of course, is Moff Broysk.
Yep.
So I'm seeing a parallel here.
Yeah, like, we'll probably get into an episode on Kendall Ozzo one of these days, but even during the Clone Wars, he was incompetent. Like, I remember seeing comments saying even a B-1 battle droid could command troops better than him. Which is saying something.
Ouch.
But no, like, the only reason he stayed in his position was because Palpatine needed the support of the Ozzo family, because they're very influential.
Palpatine's like, he's useful, but he's a fucking dumbass.
I remember Mara Jade basically looked at Ozzo, and she's like, either A, he's batshit stupid, or B, he's secretly a spy, and I don't know which one is worse. That is how terrible Ozzo is.
Oh my god. Mara Jade looked at this man and was like, is he stupid or is he a spy?
Yeah, that's a common fan theory that
Oh my
people legit
God.
have.
That's too funny.
But no, like, Firmus Piett was looking at Ozzo. He's like, this motherfucker, he does not deserve the position of Admiral. I gotta do whatever I can to undermine this motherfucker as much as I can.
Oh, shit.
Because, like, okay, so this is, you could kind of see this in Empire Strikes Back, but when the probe droid arrived on Hoth and took pictures of the shield generator of a rebel base and all that, Firmus Piett was the one who got the transmission back, and he thought to himself, if I bring this to Ozzo, he will very easily just wave this off as like a random smuggler base or something like that. And Piett was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to this information until both Vader and Ozzo are in the same room.
Oh.
So I could humiliate his ass when
It's
I
like,
do.
I'm gonna make you look like a dumbass right in front of our boss.
Yeah, pretty much. And like Ozzo came in while Vader was just doing what he does, watching in space and all that. And Pia's like, hey, Ozzo, I think a probe droid got something. And of course, predictably, Ozzo was like, no, we need something much more concrete.
And of course, Vader's like, bring that over here.
Yeah, he was all like, that's the rebel base, we need to go there. And Ozzo like, my lord, this is obviously a smuggler base, blah, blah, blah.
This dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, he is a dumb motherfucker.
Dumbass. You don't talk back to a Sith Lord.
Yeah. Once again, I want to talk more about Ozzo, but we're talking about Piett here. But if we talked about Ozzo, it would be a straight up roast session for this man, because he is the dumbest character ever.
Oh my god, now we just need to do an episode for shits and giggles.
But no, like, predictably, Vader was like, okay, Piett, command the fleet, we're going to Hoth. And initially, Vader wanted to have a fleet go at the edge of a Hoth system so that they could slowly creep up on it.
But they didn't have time.
Yeah. But Kendall Ozzo decided, you know what? We're going to go out of hyperspace right on top of Hoth to take them by surprise.
Yes, I remember that now.
And
that gave time for
the shield
rebels
generators
to
to come up, yeah. And when Vader heard about this, he's all like, Kendall Ozzo is as clumsy as he is stupid.
That's coming from Anakin Skywalker,
Yeah.
Darth Vader. It's like, the chosen one looks at you and it's like, you're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, and that's when he contacted Ozzo and he force choked the fuck out of him. And he's all like, Piett, yes, my lord, I want you to deploy forces on Hoth. You are in command now, Admiral
Yes,
Piett.
sir.
And Admiral
As he's
Piett-
standing there shitting himself. Just like, oh fuck, okay.
Initially, Piett wasn't expecting a promotion that quickly, but now he's all like,
I don't think anyone expected that.
no,
Just standing there like, oh my god.
It's all like, well, now I really am fucked.
Just shit himself as his commander got killed right in front of him. Okay, I guess I'm in command now.
And on the bright side, the first thing he did as Admiral of the Executor was order the troops to dispose of Kendall Ozzo's body. Like, get that shit out of here.
Dispose of the trash. I just can't get over that image in my head.
I know. You gotta feel a little bit. You gotta feel a little bit bad for Piett at this point.
I mean, Vader had just set his sights on him when he's just like, let me do my fucking job, please. Like, okay, you get to put in this. Please, no!
And then after that, junior officers on the Executor, they were outright making bets on how long Piett would last in a position. Oh, 20 credits says he lasts 5 minutes. No, 100 credits says he lasts 5 hours.
Oh my god, that's hilarious!
And despite all of his pressure piling on him, Piett's like, okay, I'm going to not follow the fate of my predecessors, and I'm going to achieve victory over the Rebel Alliance. And technically he did. He was able to destroy Echo Base. And, of course, Vader was all like, he cared little for the destruction of the Rebel Alliance. He wanted the Millennium Falcon. Well, specifically...
Luke.
Yeah, well, specifically Luke, but that's not something Piett is worried about or privy to. So he was like, okay, the Millennium Falcon is in the asteroid belts. We're going to get this motherfucker. Looks over at Vader. We will get him.
It's like, we gotta get him.
We gotta get him.
It's my ass on the line.
And like, eventually, like, they were trapped in the asteroid, and of course, the Millennium Falcon is like inside a giant worm or whatever.
And the Minox.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, they're trying to find him and fletch them out, and eventually Vader just summoned a bunch of bounty hunters because, you know, he's getting a little bit impatient. And Piett's, there's that classic line where Piett's like, bounty hunters, we don't need their scum. Because he had the highest confidence that Death Squadron would find the Millennium Falcon. And eventually, one of the Star Destroyers contacted the Executor like, we found the Millennium Falcon! And when they get to the Star Destroyer, it's long gone.
Damn.
And there's this other officer I would love to talk about one of these days. Captain Nita. He's the captain that was going to capture the Millennium Falcon, but truth be told, the Millennium Falcon is hiding on the back of his Star Destroyer. Mm-hmm. You've seen the entire movie.
Yes.
But Nita, he's kind of an honorable...
Hiding literally in plain sight.
Yeah.
Nita's smart.
Yeah, it's very smart. Nita is kind of an interesting guy because, like, he didn't blame any of his subordinates for it. He's like, I will bring this news to Vader personally. Like, he was willing to let himself get killed instead of shifting the blame. He's like,
I'm going to take responsibility for this.
And of course, Piett kind of had sympathy, but, you know, was like, well, better him than me.
Fuck it.
And eventually Vader's like, okay, spread Death Squadron throughout the entire sector. We're going to find this motherfucker. Like, yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the events of the movie happen. Vader fights Luke Skywalker. The Millennium Falcon lands on Cloud City, blah, blah, blah. Piett was responsible for disabling the hyperdrive on the Millennium Falcon to ensure that they could not escape. And Piett was this close in capturing the Millennium Falcon with the tractor beams of the Executor. But of course, he didn't take into account that R2 would repair the hyperdrives. And you can literally see this in the movie. The moment the Millennium Falcon went into hyperspace, Piett's like,
oh, fuck.
He was just holding his breath because he's like, oh no, I am surely dead.
He's thinking, I'm fucked.
And like Vader, he just looks out in the vacuum of space. Looks back to space again, then just walks by Piett, who's just holding his breath.
He's just like, I'm fucked.
And fortunately, Piett miraculously didn't get killed.
Thank God. I can imagine the huge shit he took. Or just like, after Vader disappeared, just the fucking keeled over like, oh my fucking God.
And literally from this little act, Piett instantly became a legend throughout the Imperial Navy.
He had the balls. This man had so much balls that he didn't even push back against Vader.
Like, he became a legend simply because Vader saw him as valuable. Didn't kill him immediately.
Because he wasn't a dumbass.
Yeah, and like, as much as Firmus Piett would like to accept that fact, he knew ultimately that Vader had other concerns ultimately.
Yeah, he's like, that's cool and all, but I don't like this.
I don't like this. And I'm sure this is relieving to be sure for him, but he briefly got transferred off of the Executor onto another ship. He's like, oh, thank fucking God!
That sounds like he would have had a heart attack from all the stress.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Like I said, you gotta feel a little bit bad for the guy.
I feel for this man.
Yeah, he is very competent, but at the same time, oh shit.
No, just internally. I'm fucked.
But eventually, like, a year goes by, and he would eventually find his way back to the Executor, unfortunately. But I do like to point this out a little bit. Vader legitimately did see Piett as valuable, just as he pretty much called him as good as any other Grand Admiral.
That's impressive. That's impressive coming from Vader.
Yeah.
Of all people.
If you consider the fact that Thrawn himself is a Grand Admiral, he compared him to Thrawn.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool. So, but I imagine if Vader wasn't thinking about Luke Skywalker, he would have immediately killed his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Vader.
If he wasn't dead set on finding his son, Pete would have been dead.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of things to consider for Piett's survival. But anyway,
it was the will of the Force.
Yeah, exactly. So one year later, which is when we go to the event of Return of the Jedi and all that, he would command the Executor, and he would command the entire fleet over Endor to protect the second Death Star and ambush the Rebel fleet. And it was that scene where the Imperial shuttle that was shuttling all the main characters, the Typherium and all that. He was the one who's like, it's an older code, sir, but it checks out.
Okay.
It's a classic meme. And of course, Piett was, sus with this Imperial shuttle. And he kind of suspected that it might be a Rebel strike force. And he was literally asking Vader, shall I stop them, sir? And Vader's like, no, I will deal with them myself.
That's smart man. He's like, verifying is like, do we stop them?
Yeah, he is playing it remarkably safe throughout his entire career under Vader. But anyway, and then the Battle of Endor happens, and the Emperor kind of commands Piett and the entire fleet to go on the far side of the moon of Endor, where they will eventually surprise the Rebel fleet, because, it kind of looks like it's unguarded initially. And they got the Rebel Alliance by surprise. However, Firmus Piett was kind of handicapped because he was personally ordered by the Emperor to not engage the Rebel forces, only let the TIE fighters deal with them.
Okay.
Because if you remember in the Return of a Jedi movie, Lando Calrissian was kind of openly questioning, why aren't the bigger Star Destroyers open firing on us? What's going on? Because literally, Piett was following the orders of the Emperor. He was literally handicapped by the Emperor. Like, he could end this here and now, but he's just following orders at this point. And it also doesn't help that the Rebel ships, the larger battleships and all that, they literally got close to the other Imperial Star Destroyers, which also means the Death Star can't fire its super laser on them, because that would be risking
blowing up
friendly fire, And Firmus Piett was like, God damn it, I want to do something.
Like, my fucking hands are tied.
Like I said, very ingenious Imperial officers, but are handicapped by, well, the Sith in general.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. And then it kind of leads up to that famous scene from the movie where Admiral Akbar ordered the Rebel fleet to concentrate fire on the Executor.
It's a trap!
It's a trap! The shield generators get blown up, and Pia's like, quickly, increase orbital fire on the starfighters. But then an A-wing comes in, crashes into the entire bridge, and instantly killing Piett in the process.
Damn!
So, rest in peace, Piett. You did your job as much as you could.
He did his job as best as he could.
Yeah, with the limitations he was given.
That is a good soldier right there.
Yeah. Like I said, Piett isn't that big of a character.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I get the thumbnail now, though. Holy shit! That's terrible.
Yeah.
The last thing he saw was an
too late! And he dives for cover, but that did jack shit.
Damn.
So like I said, rest in peace, Piett. You did your job well, but goddamn. Once again, another instance of a character that is suffering, I guess, from success?
That is, yes, suffering from success because, oh my god, this poor bastard. He's just like, put me anywhere else. But the Vader's just like, no, you're going here. And just,
Yeah, like, I do.
But he still did his fucking job.
Yeah, he did. I'm not sure if I would call Piett one of those evil officers because...
No, he's not an evil officer.
No, like, he legitimately thought that, he was securing peace throughout the galaxy. He's not a genocidal maniac. He even disdains motherfucking Ozzo, who's the embodiment of those kinds of officers.
Yeah.
I wish we could have gotten more out of Piett. I think he's a neat character, and the truth be told, there's not a whole lot of quotes about him.
That's fine. I mean, for as brief as he was, and believe me, there are more characters that could be expanded upon.
Yeah.
But Piett, even though we get him for 2 movies, it's short but sweet, but I think he's neat.
He is pretty neat. And I know, Train Boy, I'm not sorry if I did not do Piett justice, Train Boy. You'll have to apologize for that. But once again, I also think he's very neat. But yeah, that is all I have for Firmus Piett.
Well, just under an hour.
Yeah, just under an hour. I like these short but sweet episodes.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? Or in this case, please don't kill me, Vader.
It's like, how long is Pete gonna last until he dies?
I just think that's a very funny lore detail that the junior officers are like, how long is he gonna last this time?
Yeah. In this case, it's how long will Admiral Pete last?
Yeah. Once again, rest in peace. You got any closing statements, Hannah?
Are you going to give any hints as to what the next episode is going to be?
Oh, absolutely. So I decided to do something a little bit new, a little bit of a new format for our next episode. We will be covering a certain comic series. I'll leave it there, but it's far into the future.
Great. We're not going back to the future, but we're going to the future.
We are going into the future, Morty.
Marty or Morty?
We're going to the future, Marty. Anyway,
Lord.
May the force be with you.
This is the way.
And may these chains be broken. Bye-bye.
Bye.